love the fact that there is an alternative for an audience. Love the fact that there's something else out there. Love the fact that there's something that captures the imagination of the pro wrestling slash sports entertainment, if we still use that phrase today, audience. I'm glad. I wish there were more promotions out there right now. It's just going to make us work harder to be better than all of them. And we certainly have the advantage in terms of distribution and in terms of lineage of this industry.
One of those buzzwords. Well, and you know, again, you can't disagree with anything that Paul says. He doesn't want to just dip into it because he knows that some of these guys at some point are coming there and he can take and work with and mold and pickpocket and do all the other things he does, and he doesn't want to piss any of them off, or he would say they're all fucking copying the shit that we used to do. They just don't do it as well. But that's, you know, he is very eloquent at describing the things that, you know, can be positive about the product without having to rip everybody apart. But you can also tell that he's like, Jesus Christ, you know, if only I could have found his father's bumper fucking patent or whatever.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that. Actually, a lot. Jim, one more thing on here, and we can
Welcome to Mumbai. Intel tells us that there are syndicate members in the area.
Check it out.
I trust that you can find them and eliminate them.
He asked about the rumors that Vince McMahon was funding ECW, and we talked about this
Don't disappoint
in the past because
good luck.
You were in the office when whatever started. Correct?
Right. And well, I was at Vince's house. That was a writing day. Somehow or another, we had just got Too Cold Scorpio, and Paul had complained to Bruce, "Oh, you're the guy." And Bruce went to Vince and said, "Well, we've taken a couple of guys he was using," and Vince said, "Put him on a payroll for $1,000 a week because we took his guys." It was basically boiled down a 15-minute conversation into Vince saying that, and they called up and put Paul on the payroll for $1,000 or ECW. He said Paul. I don't know if Paul took it in some type of holding company, offshore bank account, whatever, for $1,000 a week because we took some of his guys, which was a nice thing and an old-fashioned kind of promoter thing to do. But Paul still kept cutting the promos in public and to his boys. Fuck this fucking cup. Fuck these guys. That's what I had the problem for. I was like, I didn't need to cut anti-WWF promos and Smoky Mountain Wrestling while I was working with the WWF because it was another wrestling promotion that we could work with. If Paul wanted to work with the WWF, that's fine. But don't be cutting, and if it was a fucking work deal, cut the promos on the company to the fans, that's fine. But don't be telling the boys, fuck these people, when you're getting paid because they took some of your talent. That was a favor that didn't have to be done.
Well, with that preface, let's go to this from the Chris Van Vliet interview with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman about rumors of Vince McMahon funding ECW. We'll break this up along the way.
For years, there have been these rumors online that Vince McMahon was funding ECW. What's the story? And when did this begin?
I think a lot of stories coming out of ECW that they take on a life of their own.
Yeah.
And
what the hell was that?
Here's the truth of it. There were 3 instances of a financial influx from WWE / Vince McMahon into ECW. No more than 3. The narrative that ECW was secretly funded by Vince McMahon or ECW, Vince McMahon or WWE is complete bullshit. In 1996, I had to deal with Tommy Boy Records. I had been pirating their music on the air. Like most record labels, I got a cease and desist. I ignored the cease and desist. Then I got a dunning letter saying, stop this immediately. And by the way, we're
This will surely
preparing to
be a
sue
blow
you.
to the syndicate.
I went in to meet with them without any lawyers on my side because I can afford lawyers. I can afford a settlement. Told them, hey, here's the past year of finances for ECW. We're about to go bankrupt. You sue me, I go into an involuntary bankruptcy. Nothing I can do to help you or help myself. However, I do have this platform.
Time out.
I know. What are the odds?
Again, Paul is just, he is the, whatever this is, he's the best in the world at it. He could somehow figure out a way. Remember refunding the airplane tickets in the office in WCW? Or the goddamn, until caller ID becoming a common thing, it fucking hammered him when he could call and somehow make people think he was in different states. You know,
I know a lawyer who had Paul Heyman in his waiting room one day while meeting with a wrestler about something, and he swears that Paul Heyman hacked his voicemail. Like, somehow got in there and went through all the messages. And I have no reason to doubt him, but he swears that Paul Heyman did that.
It's just, he has been able. Remember the goddamn the Flexo, what was it, Solaflex? That thing, the fucking per inquiry TV spots where he was making thousands of dollars by having all of his stooges call up and order a Solaflex catalog. And every time, for all of their friends and everybody in their address book, and ECW get $5 each. He can get out of anything fully intending never to fucking pay anybody or never to do anything.
And a lot of people like our show. So if you let me use the music and I give you commercial time on our show, because I own some of the commercial time throughout the syndication of ECW, I can promote your music and you can let me use it and we can both win. And I did that with a lot of record labels to the point where in 2000, the biggest behind-the-scenes name in music, Jimmy Iovine, who was the co-chairman of Universal Music Group at the time with Doug Morris, which was Geffen A&M and Interscope.
By the way, as someone who's in the business at his time, it's fascinating to listen to him name check the top executives of the music industry, but let's go back to this.
Universal Music, became the final investor in ECW before we went out of business. In terms of WWE, I had to deal with Tommy Boy Records for $1,000 a week for them to supply us with Whoop There It Is for Too Cold Scorpion. Every time he came out to the ring, you'd see that MTV-style lower third, Whoop There It Is by this group, Tommy Boy Records, and then the very next commercial break in first position, we would either thank Tommy Boy Records while playing Tommy Boy music, or we would have a commercial for the was released by Tommy Boy music.
Let me just stop.
He's great. Again, he's great. He's a genius at this shit.
Hold on.
He's a genius at this shit.
$1,000 a week. Vince wanted Doug Furnace, Phil LaFon, Terry Gordy to be the executioner, and he wanted Too Cold Scorpio to come to WWE as Flash. I had no problem with any of those talents going to WWE. My problem was in losing Too Cold Scorpio, I could lose the $1,000 a week from Tommy Boy Records. Vince said, I'll make that $1,000 up to you. Deal. His word. Don't want to be like WCW, just coach your talent, give you nothing back for it. Want to support your talent.
This is the truth. Mark it down, folks.
Need $1,000 a week. Okay, great. And if Tommy Boy keeps paying you, you keep that extra grand. Great. The first check came was in my name. They said, please make it out to the parent company of ECW, HHG. We got $1,000 a week from November 1996 till we filed for bankruptcy in March 2001.
Let me stop it there for a moment before we go on to the next thing. So again, this is during the time you were in the office, you were involved with the creative process, you were going to Vince's house. Is anything Paul Heyman saying
good choice?
Not matching up with what you're doing? Again, he's going from the other side. He was the person.
Yeah, no. It's. I mean, I didn't know or care what his record deals were in the sponsorship thing that he had worked out as a settlement for stealing people's music and then telling them that he had no money and he would just go bankrupt if they tried to sue him. That whole thing, I was not in on, but the basic The facts of the matter is that, yes, he is telling the truth. Vince McMahon started giving Paul Heyman and or ECW $1,000 a week at that point in 1996. Because Vince took the town.
That was $1,000. In 2000, we got a $500,000 loan in July.
Oh, Jesus
The reason
Christ.
behind that was we had gone on TNN in September 1999. Unbeknownst to us, TNN, which was the Nashville network, was becoming the national network. But what we didn't know was that they had already been sold to Viacom, which was the parent company of CBS. Viacom had already cut a deal behind the scenes with WWE, for WWE to leave USA Network, which was then owned by Barry Diller, and go to TNN the next September, which became a big federal court case in Delaware. So we were the guinea pig for TNN to be on the air and see how professional wrestling translates on their network, which was undergoing a massive overhaul. I knew if we sent to that agreement, this is going to kill us. Because all of our commercials, which were supposed to be spread out throughout the week, would air on our own show. So watching the show on Friday nights, and there's our commercials instead of being on Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday nights. And I called the president of TNN, and I said, why are our commercials airing on our own show? And he said, it's the target demographic. Let's stop there for a moment.
Hey, it's a different variation on stories that I've told you can't. TV people, they can put you on top of the mountain or they can fuck you around, and this is the kind of shit that you have to deal with. And I can't, again, that's why to me Paul should have had a nervous break 30 years ago trying to do a national promotion, having to deal with these network people when it aggravated me bad enough having to deal with the fucking NBC affiliate in Bristol, Virginia. But this is the kind of shit you get.
Yes.
Yeah, of course they're the target demographic. They're already watching the show. The commercials for ECW are to alert people who don't know the show is on and might want to watch it on such and such night and time. Not people who are already aware. How are if you're watching this show now and you don't want to watch it anymore, how is the commercial for it gonna make you want to watch it?
Syndicate member eliminated.
Or vice versa.
Self-sabotage. But let's get back to the Chris Van Vliet. In other words, fuck you, you're out of business. And we're using you and you don't know why. So at some point, it became known that WWE was trying to move the team. And any analysis of the situation was TNN was the albatross around our neck that was going to sink us. And TNN was a good line for WWE because the licensing money for wrestling on television wasn't that great back then. And the tens and tens of millions of dollars that TNN was willing to give WWE was unheard of at the time. It was a huge deal. And at some point, in putting us out of business, the bankruptcy trustee was going to end up suing TNN and WWE for having this deal on the air with TNN. Whether it's tortious interference or whatever the claims would have been, it would have been another federal lawsuit against a publicly traded company in WWE.
Let me stop it there for a second. This is all fascinating to listen to.
And again, he's like the Earl Stanley Gardner of wrestling fucking legal drama. Paul again, how many times did he sue WCW?
Or threatened to sue. I don't know if did he ever actually sue or did he threaten to sue?
I think he threatened to sue 2 or 3 times. He may have had to file something at one point, but whether it's he can figure out a way where you didn't have the right to fire me, or you did, even when he was an independent contractor, you didn't have the right to fire me, or
Stop talking about the
you
maelstrom like
interfered
that,
with
or
my
pause, don't
trademark
have
on
me.
such and such, or you whatever. He can figure out a way to sue for anything and then settle for something. And conversely, whenever he
Another
does
one of
something,
Vanya Shah's servants just came by.
he can figure out a way to tell the people that he's offended that there's no way that they're ever going to get anything out of it, but they can work together on something and both of them can benefit.
And again, we'll play the rest of this audio of him talking about Vince McMahon and WWE funding ECW. It is important to note, as charming and entertaining as he is here, there were a lot of wrestlers hurt during this period of time where ECW was out of money, the future looked bleak. Paul knew that things were going to happen. He knew about WWE's involvement. There was a lot of talent that weren't fully aware or apprised of what was going on, and they were the ones running up their credit cards. They were the ones putting their houses on the line. So it's not brought up here, but I do think it's important to mention.
I do honestly believe, I think Paul always thought he could keep all the plates spinning forever. At the end, he would be dead before anybody ever asked him to pay for anything.
Let's go back to this Chris Van Vliet with Paul Heyman.
Back in 2000, there was an executive at In Demand whose name I will call out publicly, named Dan York. And Dan York saw the fact that we were fighting for our life in terms of our network distribution on TNT. Knowing that if we lose network distribution, the odds of us staying alive were now slimming down. Our pay-per-view money slowed down as well. So instead of getting all this money 60 days, 90 days after the pay-per-view, we got a little bit 60 to 90 days after the pay-per-view. And we even got a little less, 120 days and 180 days. We're supposed to be completely paid out by 180 days. We weren't paid out 50% by 180. So we weren't getting our money out of In Demand, because they figured they could deal with the bankruptcy trustee instead of having to pay us now. They did the same thing to Bob Arum. Bob Arum had the resources to sue and wait a few years to get that settled. We didn't have the time. The clock was ticking on us. We booked a show at the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, Heatwave 2000. 6,000, however many tickets. We sold out within the first hour. And I didn't have enough money to put on the show.
Wait a minute, hold on now. Pump the brakes. Do you remember, Brian, him selling out the Olympic Auditorium in an hour? I'm not denying they might have got 6,000 people or whatever, but it helped.
I remember they had a successful crowd there. I don't know anything about the details for how long it took to sell those tickets. I don't know.
Well, and of course, promoter exaggeration. Go ahead.
Reviews were successful enough that we did 3 the first year, 1997, 4 in 1998, 6 in 1999, and they ordered 7 in 2000. It's $250,000 just for the satellite truck and the satellite team. So the production on a pay-per-view show back then was at least $250,000, and all in close to $500,000.
Jesus Christ! As Mama Cornette used to say, he bit off more than he could chew. And I got it again at the amounts of money when he started with with nothing. There was no big major investor besides Todd Gordon owning a jewelry store. And talk about getting out in front of your skis. I'm not talking about Paul being a bad booker or I'm talking about him being a bad businessman. Because I would not have been able to sleep at night knowing that I was on the hook for fucking spending that much money, whether it was my money or somebody else's. And it would stress me enough when I'm going, oh gosh, that Knoxville show, holy mackerel. $5,000 or $10,000 was involved. We would have made sure we take as much care of Rick Rubin's money as possible. And blah, blah, blah. But he's just putting this shit together out of paper clips and duct tape, isn't he?
And, every now and then we'll hear from fans, typically younger fans who just discovered some of the 90s, and they'll say, Would it have saved Smoky Mountain if Jim had gone on pay-per-view? You know, what if you were able to take that and air it in other places? Beyond the fact that you didn't have TV nationwide and there were all sorts of problems, just the cost alone would have been prohibitive.
Of course, that's why I never thought of it. Never in my wildest dreams or would have wanted to. It wasn't what it was there for.
Let's go back to this Paul Heyman's conversation with Chris Van Vliet about Vince McMahon's funding of ECW.
Prepped the next assignment.
And we didn't have it. We couldn't clear payroll with it. How am I going to put on that show? Meanwhile, I've sold 6,000 tickets in Los Angeles, but I can't get that money till after the show because Ticketmaster holds it on till the show is over. Holds on to it till the show is over. Had a meeting with Vince. I looked at him straight in the face and I said, I can't put on this show. If I can't put on the show, I'm going to be in breach of my contract with In Demand. They're going to pull my pay-per-views, which means then we're dead in the water. I'll end up in bankruptcy, and you'll be dealing with a trustee. Or you can loan me the money.
I think you had a good relationship with Vince.
Excellent. I had a great relationship with Vince until I went to work for him. And that's when we started butting. And
Hey, hold on here. You know what? God damn it. Vince treated me like a goddamn visiting dignitary when I was coming in from Smoky Mountain doing the TVs to pay-per-views, but once I showed up at his actual fucking house, I was one of the goddamn field hands. It's the same thing.
I can't. Ultimately, with my run with Vince McMahon, but at first, wow, was it a difference in working for him instead of being on the outside and working with him.
Voyage 47.
Went to Vince, explained it to him. He looked, he said, "I'll give you $500,000. Yes. And to his credit, for his shareholders, he said, well, I'll need a UCC1, which means he stands in front of all the other creditors. Which means if we were to go into bankruptcy, the trustee would not have the ability to make the claim against Vince McMahon, WWE, CNN, etc., because I've signed that away with the loan.
Track them down and do what you do best.
So he settles a case before it's ever filed
so tread
for
carefully
$500,000. But $500,000 bought us another 7 months of being alive, because we weren't going to survive that July without that $500,000. So he did a secured priority loan for $500,000. At the very end, Christmas week 2000, when everything was dire, we had lost TNN, the money is now trickling in from In Demand. Now In Demand wants 8 pay-per-views in 2001. We don't even have
Excellent work, 47. You've spread fear within the syndicate.
WWE says, let's look at it. Shane wanted to buy it. So Shane wanted to buy ECW and run it on its own. Vince said, it's easier just to let it go into bankruptcy, and we get Heyman. So let me stop it there for a second. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, it's sharks eating sharks at this point. Shane wanted to, in those days, Shane assumed that he would be the heir to Vince's seat, and he wanted to get promotional experience, whether it's he wanted to buy ECW, he wanted to buy UFC, he wanted to buy he just wanted to buy something so he could run it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But so that's, again, factual.
I'm here now.
And Vince says, no, let's not
Ready to
fuck
meet
him this way, let's fuck him that way. We'll get a better deal. And it's just, I've never been in a position where I could say, well, if I just had $500,000, I could get through the next 6 months.
Shane still pushed and pushed and pushed. So for the accountants to take a look at all the books and to buy us the time not to be pulled into an involuntary bankruptcy by somebody, we will loan $83,500 to make payroll that week, so that we can survive the week.
Hey ho! His payroll,
wow,
$80,000 a week. Holy Christ! That's 160. That's 320. He was paying talent over $4 million, or supposed to pay talent over $4 million a year.
Could that be just for that week? Could it be for a 2-week payroll?
Syndicate
or maybe
member eliminated.
catching up for the last
Well
month?
done,
That seems
57.
excessively high.
Well, but when you think about, see, it is to me, I think the average Smoky Mountain payroll was about $4,000 a show. Less on the spot shows, maybe more on a big Knoxville event. But he was apparently owing, when they closed Van Dam, 6 figures, and a variety of other guys a lot of money. So I don't know. Jesus.
WWE to look at the books. And those were the 3 payments. The $1,000 per week, every week through bankruptcy, the $500,000 loan in July 2000, the $83,000, it was $83,000 or $88,500 in December 2000.
Some sort of vitamin hydration
payments made
normally
by
reserved for the drivers.
WWE. There was no other secret funding. And this is all a matter of public record. Because WWE was a publicly traded company by this time. And it's all there.
For all you race buffs out there, I can tell you that the winner will again be presented with champagne for newcomers to endurance. Regular sponsor.
I ran away as fast as I could.
We should
All about which team
I don't know. I really don't.
That's the name of the game. This is where you see the car technology of tomorrow.
It's the same move that Apple made in buying Beats. Apple wanted Jimmy Iovine. Vince McMahon was tired of me being out on my own, being an independent, doing my own thing. Decided, really, wanted Heyman involved, and to get Heyman, you had to at least secure the assets.
It's true. I drove for the Hampson team in the first 3 years of the race's history. Poised to hit the big leagues, too, if that idiot Knox hadn't ruined everything.
What? Comes Paul Heyman.
Well, there it is. Paul Heyman talking about WWE's funding.
Just stay here.
Limited
I'll
funding,
check it out.
I should say, of ECW.
Okay,
Again, this whole
you don't have to tell me
review
twice.
is really good. You should check it out. It's on YouTube. What are your final thoughts on
Well done, 47.
the ECW
This will surely be
WWE
a blow to
relationship
the
and the
syndicate.
idea that
Return to the
one of
safe.
those
Collect
Paul
yourself. I'll be in touch.
Well, at the end, what else was there, particularly? And I think Vince wanted an alliance.
Need more, you know where to find me.
He wanted an alliance with somebody else under certain circumstance where he could potentially get some talent or have me out there directing my guys north instead of south to Atlanta and the things that we've talked about. And
There is still some time to go, folks.
put that thing together with, toothpaste and spit and had a bigger overall reach by that point. So Vince wanted, okay, he's on so he can, especially Paul, can direct people to do things. So he can be feeding us guys. We've got him on our side, and we have him where we can keep an eye on him, but that is a Vince McMahon expression. Rather have him in the castle pissing out than out pissing in. So all that is, Paul is very honest here, especially for Paul. It's just that I'm just astonished at the gall of him, as Jackie Fargo would say. It would have made me a nervous wreck to owe that many people that much money.
Impressive
and be
work you
that
did
far
back there.
along the cliff.
I'm ready when you've prepped the next
For what I
assignment.
was doing for that fucking long. Because you know how crazy it drove me to a fraction of this amount of money to be lost. So, bravo, no wonder he looks like that. Now, and I look like this.
Oh, come on now. We don't have to start throwing your insults here at the end. This is a good
It's not an insult. What did I say that was insulting? I said he looks like that and I look like this.
What the hell is that supposed to mean if it's not an insult? What would that mean?
That's a factual statement. He looks like he looks and I look like
Excellent,
I look.
47. We have now
No
tracked down the
slander
syndicate
there.
leader's location.
Is there?
No, he looks like that and you look like this. To your point.
I've provided you with new
Well,
intel.
that's right. And I'll tell you what, it's because I don't owe and never have owed that many people that much money, and also because whereas Brian Pauly generally tries to cover his ass, I was more of the person of rather to just clean my ass rather than cover it. If I kept my ass clean, then I figured that nobody would have a problem with me, and I wouldn't have no problems with nobody back. So I didn't have to cover up my ass because I was cleaning my ass. And Brian, are you aware that the state of the art, the science of ass cleaning, is now in a revolutionary period in history? Never before has it become this easy to wash your ass and crotch as it is today. Did you know about that?
Are we still talking
I'll be
about
in
Paul Heyman and ECW?
destination. Welcome to Sapienza. It's time to put an end to them. The leader is currently operating in the area. However, we have very little intel on their identity. However, this is no walk in the park. They are on high alert, so you need to be careful. On the other hand, we do know this. They are here to attend a business meeting. As for the little identification we have on them, we know that they have black hair, they are wearing earrings, they are wearing glasses, and wearing a necklace. As for characteristics, we know the target has a sweet tooth, and they suffer from dehydration. I hope this will help. Don't disappoint, 47. Good luck.
Hey, what the hell was that? God.
Congratulations, 47. The leader is eliminated, sending a clear message. Return to the safe house. Collect yourself. I'll be in touch.
On Tango? Move the package to safety. Now. Copy? We've got a rotten apple in the basket. This guy's a mess. I strongly suggest you leave the vicinity ASAP. I understand. I would strongly advise you to leave the area.
Impressive, 47. You have single-handedly managed to defeat... I'm impressed, 47. You have taken down 4 connecting syndicates. This is a major blow and a clear signal that no one is
Happy
safe.
250th
So take some time
birthday,
off.
America,
You deserve
4th
it.
of July
Let me know when you're ready for your
celebration. We're
next
going to do
assignment.
$250 spins, how appropriate, on a new game called Phone Mummy. We're going to win so much that anyone that's not in on this is going to have FOMO. Here we go. $250 is the max bet on FOMO Mummy. Is it dollars to max bet? Baboons must change from prizes by symbols. And they got rid of the it looks like, yeah? We were talking about that. That's a good idea. They didn't have that on Mummy either, though. What if we got all 4 at the same time? Let's do it. So, 250 years. You know, I remember the bicentennial in 1976. Remember that, EJ? Nope. I remember. I was 13. It was quite a thing.
The only thing I know about that is when you're living in Southern California, as you gentlemen also did, we're driving out that 91. There was a big dam that was painted for like 200 years of America. Remember that?
No, I was living in Northern California at that time.
And then it's like the 90s even.
Oh, in the 90s? Well, let's see. I moved to Orange County in 87. So maybe but I don't remember that.
Driving out the Corona.
We really need to get a bonus here. You notice the word? It was all of them. It was multicolored, so I wonder if we can get multicolored now. That aren't words. Get something. Oh, that's gotta be something. I wonder if you know the word is guaranteed a bonus now. Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Bon voyage, 47.
Maybe a little luck.
Welcome to Marrakesh. We have intel that a syndicate is active in the area. But be careful. They're on high alert. We don't want them to slip away. You know what to do, 47.
Okay, so what it be?
Check. Deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth.
So friggin' white.
Roger, Command. Nothing tangible yet, sir. Still looking. Will do. Out. Got nothing.
Do we have an understanding?
Yeah, sure, of course.
What do you want me to say, Lisa? I know, this is the biggest day of your life. Believe it or not.
Where the hell am I? I got
It is
shit
unfair.
to do.
It is. You can't keep in here under these circumstances. If I had known, well, that's easy.
Come on, we both want to get home tonight. Hey now, whoa. Okay, whoa.
What? Help! Help! I can't deal with this! I have my blood inside to go to!
Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the Syndicate.
Go somewhere safe. Let the pros do their thing. We are on top of this.
Okay.
Is that...
Hey, you.
What? Wow.
Why are you waving that around? You got a safety catch on that?
Oh, this isn't good. Oh, I don't think this is good at all.
I get that you're angry, but this is a time for diplomacy.
Attention.
Oh, huh. Wow. Very charming. Excellent work, 47. You've spread fear within the Syndicate.
What the? What just happened? Snail suit, snail suit.
I think you ought to put that away.
General Zayden's jeep's coming down here to check on the president.
Syndicate member eliminated. Well done, 47. You should get back to the safe house. I'll contact you later.
Hello, officer.
You there? You need anything? I might just have what you need. After you. Come back anytime.
impressive work you did back there. I'm ready when you've prepped the next assignment.
Phew! You'd have to think we should prestige shortly. Yeah, we should hit all these. That shouldn't be. I do have to remember to get the silent ballet, rare ballet.
Bon voyage, 47.
We're fairly decent to go like this.
Welcome to New York. Syndicate members are currently in the area. Find them and take them down. But be careful. They're on high alert. We don't want them to slip away. Be careful, 47. And most of all, good luck. Syndicate member eliminated. Well done, 47.
What are you getting, Frank? Frank? I'm not getting him anything. He's an ass man. Besides, I think he wants more money, whatever he wants. No!
Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the Syndicate.
I need you to stand up and fight the aliens! No, I'm...
Hey, you need anything? I got some cool stuff.
I can't believe it. I hit every quota they threw at me. How could you do this? I can't be fired.
Hell. How is that not fucking hit me?
I need energy here. You need to be slaying it.
This doesn't look good. Sell it now before it goes stop. We need to get the word out now. Return our money. I'll do it. Oh, you want it.
Hey, Mr. Man!
Well, how's the investigation going? Everything's fine, but, can I ask you
You gotta be kidding me.
Wow. What was that noise?
Huh?
Excellent work, 47. You've spread fear within the Syndicate. Syndicate member eliminated. Well done, 47. You should get back to the safe house. I'll contact you later.
Turn.
He's coming to the director's office. I feel like giving that bit.
Good for
Woman,
time.
a piece of my mind. I gave this place everything.
Yeah, poor guy. He did well for us. I mean, he closed the Berman account.
You know, I went to the same place.
Wait on, guys.
I'm really sorry, but we've had to section off this area for now.
The head of security suspects there may be camera.
Well, at least it's not as bad as that time in Leeds. Remember that? Oh, 6,000 semi-incinerated files we have to tape together? Don't remind me.
He's not here
Nothing
now.
important.
The camera looks broken.
Yeah, me neither.
Who's gonna know?
I bet he's seen some action.
Yes. Just come back if you need more.
Impressive work you did back there. I'm ready when you've prepped the next assignment. You've done well, 47. We now have information on the Syndicate leader's current whereabouts. I've provided you with new intel. Safe journey, 47.
I probably should have checked.
Welcome to the Maldives. We now know the leader's current location. However, as we don't know the exact description,
Tattoo
this means you will
necklines
have to
right
do your
here.
own recon. But be careful. They're on high alert. We don't want them to slip away. Nevertheless, we do know this. They are attending a covert meeting. As for the little identification we have on them, we know that they have red hair. They are wearing a hat. They are sporting a tattoo and wearing a necklace. Furthermore, your target has a tendency to enjoy food of any kind. And last but not least, they have a sweet tooth. I'm sorry we don't have more. Good luck, 47.
Sight glasses, sure. I really want to put that in. Oh, please let it be him already for the fucking.
Gotta keep this short.
Sorry. I'm not late or anything, am I?
You got my package?
Sure.
Right. All is moving forward according to plan. See you around. Okay. Talk to you later.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
This will allow us to start over. Get all those damn orders.
Hey, can you look into that?
Okie dokie.
I got nothing.
You gotta be kidding me.
Hi. Hello. Sorry. Ready now.
All right, tell me what you. No, she's over.
me. You're never gonna get
Good job, 47. You eliminated the leader. Return to the safe house. Collect yourself. I'll be in touch.
Hey, you need anything? I got some cool stuff.
You have no idea.
Just come back if you need more.
Well done, 47. Excellent, 47. You took down the syndicate, but we have intel that there are more connected. Eliminate them all. You will be well rewarded.
Let's see what I
There,
need.
and let me know when you're ready.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Safe journey, 47. Welcome to Hokkaido. Syndicate members are currently in the area. Find them and take them down. But be careful. They're on high alert. We don't want them to slip away. Be careful, 47. And most of all, good luck.
The device will unlock and allow access to your personal suite.
Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the Syndicate.
Hi.
Shit!
Yeah, the gig's alright. Food's decent. Most of the people here are just lazy rich people.
Oh my god! Holy shit! I need help! Hey, I...
Okay. Thought I heard something. Checking it out. Over.
Come on, boy.
Excellent work, 47. You've spread fear within the Syndicate. Syndicate member eliminated. Well done, 47. Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the Syndicate. You should get back to the safe house. I'll contact you later.
Hey there. Need anything?
Yes.
Thank you. You know where I am if you need anything else. This keeps...
Mr. Jason Portman. Please come to the hospital entrance. A doctor will escort you to your checkup. That was for Mr. Jason Portman. A doctor will escort you to your appointment. Please proceed to the hospital entrance.
That's a little harsh, isn't it? A total ban?
Oh, what the idiot were. No. I'm fucking completely listening or what?
Good work back there. The Syndicate took a serious blow, but there is still much work to get done. Recuperate and prepare for your next assignment.
Considering we got to hide bricks.
I'll be in touch when you reach your destination. Welcome to Marrakesh. Syndicate members are currently in the area. Find them and take them down. However, this is no walk in the park. They are on high alert, so be careful. You know what to do, 47.
You two, one in the
Anyway, in case of security breach, all VIPs rendezvous.
Good evening, sir. Please come right through. Serious? Is that the shisha den right now, lab? So what? You think they're gonna strike? Oh, no. We're not barbarians. It'll be done in a just way. Just.
He's fucking. That might. That could be a problem.
Yes, come closer, everybody. Come closer. We've been selling carpet. Come closer. I have gotta be. Hmm?
Yes, sir. Hello, hi, welcome, welcome. Please, what would you like? I could check it out. Yes, sir, we have homemade saffron, and cinnamon. Cinnamon are...
God, what's going on? Oh, God.
Say what?
Oh, they're angry. I know.
Huh?
Did she just seriously fucking charge?
What should we do if Crystal don't get involved?
Got anything stronger than wine here?
Excellent work, 47. You've spread fear within the syndicate.
Garçon, love the vest.
Hey, no waiters here. You mad?
You can't come through here. Be gone. Be gone.
Possible intruder. Sweeping area. Over.
Don't let this get to you, man. Calm and smile. Calm and smile.
Command, just heard a strange noise. I'm gonna check it out. Please stand by.
Man, I swear, these sort of...
Hello, Prep. Eddie, soldier. Who'd you have to salute to get this post?
Not bad, huh? I figure since no one knows about it.
Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the syndicate.
Bankers are cankers. Bankers are cankers.
I've seen you somewhere before.
Return to the safe house. Collect yourself.
Oh,
I'll be in
piss off.
Hey,
hear me? Sir?